a spark in his eyes. Finally, it looks like we might be able to get Kunigami back. Bro, I've been waiting for this for so long. It seems like the only way BM can produce anything in this match is to somehow come up with a tri-flow chemical reaction. And if they can pull this off, I'm pretty sure it might be the first time we ever see something like this. Cause normally a chemical reaction is between two players. But I'm really curious to see what it looks like when 3 players are involved. No doubt this is going to be something big. But the question in my mind is, who's going to get the goal? Charles continues to control the game and wreak havoc on the pitch. Every single chapter is showing more and more why Loki trusts him so much and why he has a 93 overall rating. Not only is his passing top notch, but with his meta vision, he's just as good as Isagi and Hiyori when it comes to stealing the ball, and his offensive plays are always super dangerous. The way he thinks is so out of the box that creatively I don't know if there's anyone else who can keep up with him. Even Hiyori is struggling. But I'm hoping this means that there's another Hiyori awakening on the cards, since he sees it as a game that he needs to overcome. Rin must be super pissed the way Charles snubbed him in this match, and the more pissed he becomes the closer we get to that destroyer mode. And when it comes to Kaiser's team, yeah, the less said the better. Hey, what's good everyone? If you can tell, I sound a little bit different today, and it's cause I've been fighting this cold all weekend. My nose is all runny one minute, then all blocked up the next. It's annoying being ill. And drinking all that ginger still doesn't seem to be helping. But anyways, forget about all that. Before we start the chapter, please can we all make sure we like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're so close to that 500 subscribers goal, and I'm so grateful for all your support. So let's lock in and let's keep climbing. Blue Lock chapter 255, still burning. And it looks like Ness picks up the loose ball and proceeds with that dry offense that they've been running the whole match. You know, Kaiser only having Ness and Grim on his team is really showing how limited he is on his own. For Kaiser to be able to do anything, Ness and Grim really need to step up. But honestly, I can't see that happening. The only way Kaiser does anything significant in this match is if he goes on a mad one and finally breaks a sweat. As Grim passes the ball towards Kaiser, we see Shido and Kunigami blazing in. Gritted teeth and veins popping, these guys are going at it. As Shido tries to steal the pass to Kaiser, Kunigami comes in and intercepts, and the ball lands to Raichi's chest. Sexy chance. But just as Raichi's about to cook, Charles comes in and steals the ball from him. Sexy? You're just a meathead who constantly sacrifices himself for others. Thanks for doing all the heavy lifting, sweaty non-sexy meathead. And as he comes away with the ball, Hiyori realizes just what he's up against. His current thought process and speed isn't enough to be able to keep up with Charles. He needs to be more attentive to the finer details. Charles is a player that's super hard to read, and Hiyori is struggling hard, to the point where he says it's impossible to figure out on the first attempt. Fighting up against Charles is like fighting the final boss, where you get killed over and over and over again. And this is where we see a manifestation of Charles' aura. Some scary looking demon Shikigami's type of thing with multiple arms and multiple weapons. And notice, one of these set weapons in this aura's hands are eyeballs, and I guess those represent Charles' prowess with his eyes, where not only does he have meta vision, he also has a great eye for a pass. But being the gamer he is, Hiyori is determined to defeat this challenge, and it looks like he's getting fired up. Rin jumps in and asks Charles to pass him the ball, but instead Charles uses him as a decoy, pretending like he was going that way, but then going the complete opposite instead. Rin is pissed in this panel, and even Isagi was fooled by this, but Hiyori seems to be able to barely keep up. But just like Charles says, he's one step too slow, as he activates his passing eye again and launches the ball with a Trivela pass. At this point, no one comes close to Charles in this game. He's got full control of the pitch. Everyone's eating off the palm of his hands. It's not the same amount of control like we've seen from Itoshi Sai, but nevertheless, just like all the new Gen 11 players that we've seen so far in this series, Charles hasn't even broken a sweat yet, and we know he's not a new Gen 11 player, unless that title's been hidden from us, which I don't think is the case. Shido thinks he's getting the ball, but Kunigami has other plans. Again, stopping the ball from reaching him. I can only feel for Shido's frustration. It must be so frustrating being marked the way he is. If any of you have ever played football before, you know that being marked out of the game is one of the most frustrating things that you could ever experience. It happens to me pretty much every time I play football on a Thursday, and at that point, sometimes it can get really disheartening. Ever since he received these instructions to mark Shido, Kunigami's performances have been getting better and better, And Isagi realizes that this is because he's been waiting so long to get his revenge on Shido, and now he's able to reach his top performance because of his emotions. Possessing a solid moral code, Kunigami Rensuke is a passionate person, as a spark in his eyes finally starts to reappear. So this actually means that Kunigami has a individualistic ego mentality. He hasn't actually changed. The old Kunigami is still in there, and his hero ego is still burning bright inside him. Being able to keep Shido in check means that Charles' options should decrease. And with Hiyori stepping his game up too, the game's momentum should change. As the chapter draws to an end, we see Shido telling Kunigami, "Get out of my way, you annoying trash hero." As Kunigami responds with, "Is that all you've got, Explosion Demon?" Man, he really loves that name, Explosion Demon, doesn't he? He says it like every single time he speaks to him. Anyways, he goes on to say, "Don't tell me you used up all your explosives on that one goal." And for some reason this really got Shido pissed. But then in comes Isagi ready to start his manipulation tactics once again. "Look who's talking, Cyborg. If it weren't for my assist, you would just be a useless dud." Which is not wrong, because if he hadn't provided that assist in that first match against Barcher, the likelihood is him and Kunigami would have probably been bench players. Kunigami says, "What do you want?" As Isagi says, "Lend me a hand for my explosion." And did anyone else notice the way Isagi's drawn in this panel? I'm pretty sure that's the original art style, you know, the ones from the early Blue Lock chapters. And that's so cool to see. So now it looks like Isagi and Kunigami are gonna start working together. And alongside Hiyori, we're going to see a trifold chemical reaction, combining not one, not two, but 3 top performances. And like I said earlier, how this is gonna go down, bro, is beyond me, I don't know. But I'm about ready to see Isagi go on the offense in this game. We've seen what Kaiser and Ness's combo has to offer, and let's be honest, we're all sick and tired of it. And I wonder if Kunigami will willfully participate. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this current edgelord Kunigami. I much prefer the hero version, and I'm hoping we get to see that side of him again soon. In this chapter we didn't get to see much of Rin, and we didn't get to see anything of Kiora. Could there be a twist in the cards? What if Kiora is the guy that gets the final goal? That'd be sick, to be honest. And I think that would be the only way at this moment in time for him to actually make the U20 squad. The next chapter is called Read Between the Lines, Between the Lines. Honestly, these chapter titles get harder and harder to predict. Reading between the lines is something that you normally associate with codes or a hidden message. But in football terms, between the lines means the space between the defenders and the midfielders, or the midfielders and the attackers. So maybe that has something to do with Isagi's upcoming plan. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see. I really want to see Kiora involved or some changes made from the bench. I feel like we've repeated the same patterns over and over in this match, and because everyone's playing at such a high level, that type of thing doesn't fly anymore. We need something unique, something new. So let's hope we get that in the next chapter. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm really sorry about my nasally voice, but hey, before we go, please make sure you like the video and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video. Anyways, for now, love you all, take care, God bless.